big problem.
I do agree with most of these points, although I don't think we're ever going to be able to cover the full scope of everything, every morals that we could with school and politics in general. As I already said, I think we need to look at school in a completely different light than we do. And that being said, there's something to be said that at a certain age, we want to do different things as a career. You ask a kid, what do you want to do when you grow up? Firefighter, police, astronaut, then why not encourage that? Why not say, well, okay, this is how a firefighter does their job, and we're going to teach you how to do that today. And if the next day they say they want to be an astronaut, okay, then we're going to teach you how to be an astronaut today, and we're going to start to talk about that. Now, obviously, as you get older, things of what you want to do with your life will change. What if somebody said, I want to be a nomadic person that has a tent and a backpack and goes around and lives off the land? Well, you know what? We could teach them how to do that. Why not? What would be the harm in giving somebody the same basic education, but then teaching them things that they would actually need to know if they want to do a certain job? And I'll tell you what's wrong with that. I'll tell you. Nobody would like it, because people would say, oh, well, nobody would ever want to be a janitor then, because nobody would ever want that job. Are you kidding me? You're joking, right? You do realize how many immigrants would love to come to America if they knew they were promised a job, even if that job was being a janitor. Let's say, instead of having all these illegal immigrants come over, we say, you know what, the border is open in this sense. You can come over. There's not going to be a huge political hurdle that you have to do to come to America. You sign this thing that says, I'm willing to do this job. Janitor, trash man, repairman, fill in the blank. Some job that nobody else seemed to want to do, or that other people might want to do, but it's just not fulfilled. There's always positions open available for it. In other words, let's say a waiter or somebody at a fast food place. And again, I hope we get rid of fast food places and have healthy food places in their place. But there's jobs, but there's a lot of them available. So we say to the people that want to come to America, you can come here, here's the job you're going to do, or here's the jobs that are available. Pick one, that's the one you're going to do. If you ever get fired or you quit, you have to then immediately take another job that we give you, or you have to get out. There you go. I don't know if that would really solve the problem of immigration, and certainly there would be hurdles to cross. But my point is, why not teach kids what they want to be taught or what they need to be taught in order to do something with their life that they want to do? You want to travel the world? Okay, here's what you're going to need to know in order to do that. Here's how to book a plane. Now, hey, how do you figure out, oh, my plane lands at 5 o'clock and the next plane takes off at 5:30. How long do you have to wait? Hey, look, you're teaching them math as well. All of a sudden, you're teaching them other languages because they're going to need to know that to go to other countries. Oh my goodness, we can combine both and give everybody what they want, right?
I'd like to take a couple moments here and just talk about abortion in case Shred Ninja decides to talk about it. The biggest argument against abortion nowadays seems to be that it's not a human life. And before you get angry at me, I'm not opposed to abortion because I'm religious. And I'm not really all that religious either. I'm opposed to abortion because it's a human life. Right now, I'm looking at a picture of a party recently from one of my cousins. And there's a big picture of everybody around the cake. And there's a couple babies in the picture. There's also some adults in there. There's kids my age. And I'm looking at that and I'm wondering what makes my life more valuable than anybody else's in that picture. And I'm realizing that it's absolutely nothing. What makes the doctor that's killing the baby's life more valuable than the baby? I couldn't come up with anything. because the baby might grow up to replace the doctor someday. But you're killing it. I'm not going to drag this out to be anything more than that, because, I mean, the abortion argument speaks for itself. I'm not saying that everybody who's pro-choice is pro-death. I am way beyond thinking at that level. That's just sad that there are still people that think like that, but I don't know how you can justify killing a baby. And you know what? We just elected a guy who doesn't mind killing babies. And, you want to talk about morality heading south?
Such a critical issue in today's politics. Of course, NumberNile is speaking about President Obama being pro-choice. Well, obviously, he's Democratic. His personal beliefs may or may not agree with that, but because he's run on that ticket, he has to agree with what the majority of liberals want, which is pro-choice. The huge deal isn't necessarily... It's so wrapped up in everything that we are as people that it's hard to untangle. But here, I think, is the base root of it. You have a young woman who sleeps with a guy, and their relationship dissolves. The young woman wants a career of her own. She doesn't want this baby. She doesn't want to give up the baby to adoption. The only other choice is abortion for her. Seems like a logical choice, and in her mind, it's not a human life because it's just a cell. And the propaganda and the information that the people that she'll go to do the operation will give her is that, yeah, this isn't a human life, and this is a good choice, and they'll make her feel okay about it. The flip side of this coin is there's very few to no places that a woman could go and say, I want to have this kid. I don't know how, and I don't know how I'm going to support them and still have a career because I'm a single mom. There are houses, very few of them, that are set up to do this, run by churches primarily, that are there to support the moms. Neither side necessarily has everything in place that they should. On the abortion side, they don't always tell the women, hey, you know, instead of having an abortion, there's this place over on West Street that you can go and live there and have your child there. On the flip side, at West Street, they don't necessarily tell the women coming in that want to have a baby, you know, there's another choice available. Is there another choice available, or is life the only choice when you have a kid? Let's back up a step. Remember what I said. The woman slept with somebody. She had intercourse. As a moral people, if you make the moral choice to have sexual relations with somebody else, that's a responsibility that you must deal with. A faith would say, don't do it. Don't do it until you're married. Because once you're married, then you have a supportive spouse that can help you financially, that can support you emotionally, that can be there for that life, and you can make a moral, informed decision about should we have a kid or not. That's why you should be married before you have sex, even if you use protection, because protection isn't guaranteed to work. What about birth control now that I'm on the subject of protection? Am I against it? No, I'm not. I am for it. I am for it vehemently, but it's not 100%. The only thing that's 100% is not having sex until you are married.